Mad scientist, did you know that atoms have friends? Yeah, they don't travel alone, which is good because not only do they rarely get lost, but that means that they can bond with other atoms, just like you with your friends. Because those atoms make up something that we call molecules. Yes, whenever we have more than one atom, those atoms can glue themselves together to create larger substances that create the matter that we all enjoy. Let's go back to my confusion from earlier. Remember I said that we had 2 water atoms in a pepperoni pizza molecule? That's not right at all. These are each atoms. 2 hydrogen atoms. Wait. Yes. And 1 oxygen atom. H2O. That is the model for a water molecule. Yeah! Did you know when atoms bond with all of the same types of atoms, they're called elements because they're purely one type of atom, as in the case of 2 oxygen atoms combining to create O2. Oxygen, yes! Sometimes different kinds of atoms can bond together, just like the water that we spoke about. When this happens, we call that molecule a compound molecule. Is a very special scientific term. It's a chemical formula that is created through more than one atom. Now, when 2 or more atoms combine, they give rise to a molecule that can be made up of many, many atoms of the same element. In the case of the 2 oxygen atoms combining to form an oxygen molecule, or a combination of atoms of different elements, like 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen to make water vapor. There are 112 known elements. Can you imagine all of the different combinations of molecules that can exist freely in nature to be glued together? Or even more that we can put together inside of a laboratory. Now here we have a wonderful digital example of, that's right, water. 2 and 1. 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. It's represented by the formula H2O. In fact, if we could see a water molecule with their atoms bonded, it would look just like this. But wait, there's more. Because did you know that it's not just water vapor or oxygen that's created from those same molecules? It's also things like carbon dioxide gas. In this instance, carbon dioxide has 1 atom of carbon and 2 atoms of oxygen, CO2. Not H2O, CO2. Well, mad scientists, I am so excited, I want to see if we can make our very own molecules. Now, check this activity out. In order to do this with me, you'll need to find some toothpicks and some pliant candy that you haven't already eaten yet. I'm using some dots. Now, mad scientists, one of the reasons why I'm going to use some dots is because there are 1, 2, 3, 4 colors of dots in my box. Now, why would I want to use something that only had 4 colors in it, mad scientists? Well, the primary reason is because, remember, the 4 types of atoms that we find the most of in the world around us, including your own body, are things like oxygen, carbon, hydrogen. That's right. Now you're getting it. So, I'm going to take some toothpicks and we are going to decide that, let's see, our red dots are going to be our hydrogen. Our green dots are going to be our oxygen. Our orange dots are going to be our nitrogen. And that means that our yellow dots will need to be our carbon. 4 different colors for 4 of the most prevalent kinds of atoms that we see all around us. Now, let's start with something really, really simple. If I take 2 oxygen atoms, it's not just a barbell for my hamster. That's O2. That's right! O2 meaning oxygen, meaning the air or vapor that you and I breathe in every day. But did you know that there is another kind of vapor that actually protects the vapor that we need to breathe every day? I'll tell you what, let's make it together. If we take another toothpick and instead of putting just 2 oxygen atoms on it, we put 3 oxygen atoms on it, that is something called ozone. Yes, it's the invisible vapor shield that covers our planet that keeps greenhouse emissions from making our weather too warm. So, I'm going to be very careful with this one because we need to take really good care of our ozone. Because I don't know about you, but I really like oxygen. All right, mad scientists. Now, let's have a little bit of fun. Where's my nitrogen at? Yes! Nitrogen. I am going to take 2 nitrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. I have N2O. Remember when I said we were going to have some fun? That's because we just made something called nitrous oxide. That's right, nitrous oxide is otherwise known as laughing gas. Now, whoa. Let me see here. I tell you what, let's take this oxygen atom. We'll put a carbon atom in the middle so that now we have COO or CO2. That's carbon dioxide. Remember, oxygen is the kind of air that we breathe in. Carbon dioxide is the kind of air that we breathe out. It's important to know the difference because you don't want to when you need to and when you need to, right? Right. All right, one more. I need carbon. And then I'm going to use a lot of hydrogen. I'm going to put 1, 2, 3 hydrogen atoms and 1 carbon atom. So that would be H3C. What is that? I'll give you a hint. Cows make it. No, this isn't milk, but that was a good guess. Well, no, if it's not milk, it can't be chocolate. No, this is not a hamburger, Adam. This is a cow burp. That's right, mad scientists. The name for cow burps is a special molecule called methane. In fact, sometimes there's so much methane that it can attack our ozone so that we have too much carbon dioxide, and that's when I really want some nitrous oxide to make me happier. But in the meantime, mad scientists, I hope that what you've learned is that molecules are made of atoms, and that matter is made of molecule, and that matter makes up everything. What makes atoms so wonderful is they can combine in different numbers and shapes and sizes to make those molecules to comprise all the solids, the liquids, and the vapors that we can see, touch, and, in the case of methane, even smell every day. Molecules can also be used to represent all of the things that we can't see, which is why we use things like microscopes, and why we also use things like models to symbolize all of the things that make up matter. Mad scientists. Oh, this has mattered a lot to me. I hope it's mattered a lot to you as well. I tell you what, let me ask you a question. Did you learn something today? Great! Well, in that case, say, I learned something today. Wait. Did you have fun today? Yeah! Well, in that case, say, I had fun today. Well, you have made me a very happy mad scientist. I can't wait to see you in our mad science lab again soon. Now, in the meantime, stay safe, stay smart, and have fun. Ooh, nitrous.